To the cloud, that's right, I think. Right, hello everybody. So tonight's the big reveal when we all find out which play we are going to be involved with. So we've got 8 directors here and 12, 14 perhaps actors, and they're all in it for the fun of it and have no idea what they're going to be doing over the next few weeks. So what we thought we'd do tonight is we thought that we would tell you the name of the play, then Steve will give a little summary of what it's about, tell you why the judges liked it, and then one at a time I'll tell you who's directing it and who's going to be acting with that director. So Steve, the first play I'd like you to speak about is Apocalypse Then by Tony DeMail.
Thank you, and good evening everyone. Can you all hear me okay? Great. Okay, well first, before I talk about Apocalypse Then, I just want to say again that we were absolutely astonished and overwhelmed by the fact that we had 84 entries for this competition of extraordinary high standard. And for me and my fellow judges, some of whom are on this call right now, it was a heck of a job to narrow it down under the theme of a fresh start, as you know, to narrow it down to a final 16, which we then passed on to the celebrity judges who, funnily enough, one of whom I was just watching on my TV about 10 minutes ago, who chose the final 8 plays, which we're going to talk about tonight. Just to say again, those who didn't make the final 8, that doesn't mean to say it's the end of the road. If those authors are willing, some of those plays we would like to feature in fringe events in the future outside of this competition. Right, okay, so Apocalypse Then. One thing you'll see from the 8 plays that we're going to talk about tonight is the extraordinary breadth of imagination which went into the ideas behind these plays on the theme of a fresh start. And Apocalypse Then was certainly no exception. A play set in a kind of corporate setting, but basically, in shorthand, God and St. Peter deciding to redeploy the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse because it just ain't working. It reminded me a little bit of Good Omens by the Neil Gaiman work, which was recently televised with David Tennant and Michael Sheen. But it was unique in its own way, very amusing, very pointed, made some excellent points, and we just loved the imagination which went into doing something which was amusing at the same time made a point. So well done to Tony, that was amazing. By the way, if I can just say, I won't say this every time, but it is extraordinary when you get these plays and you have no idea who's written them, and when you finally see the authors, it's extraordinary because you create a picture in your own mind of what they're going to be like, and they're often not. Thank you very much, Stuart.
So here we go, and Apocalypse Then is going to be directed by Louise Wildman in her wacky way. And she's going to be working with, the CEO will be Wanda, or God, and now then Wanda, that's a bit of promotion. And St. Peter is going to be played by Andy Price. And I think the 3 of you will have a wonderful time. Any of you people like to chat about that?
Yay!
Yeah. Very good, very good. Whoa!
And then I can get the
absolutely
story,
essential.
and I can get the story behind Tony DeMail, his surname.
Yes, and that's very strange, Tony, because Wanda's wife is called DeMail. That's her surname.
Yeah, that is amazing, actually, because my father's very big on family history, and we can find very few DeMails in the UK, and now I've just found one. I'll have to tell him tomorrow.
Absolutely. So a chance to hook up, that'll be great. Okay, so the next play we're thinking about is called Moving On, which was by Sally Edwards. Over to you, Steve.
Hi, and well done, Sally. Moving On is a monologue, and you could have 1, 2, or 3 characters in these plays. Sadly, although we chose some 3-character plays for the final 16, none of those made it into the final 8 after they've been through the celebrity judging. But we have 1-handers and 2-handers. This is a monologue. Moving On is the story of a woman whose husband was a serial killer or mass murderer, rather of the style of Fred West, except that she was innocent of his crimes, despite which she's being pursued everywhere she goes. She's chased out of town by the media and local residents and so on, and has to make fresh start after fresh start. She tells her story in a way which is moving, and we just liked, again, the imaginative idea that went into this play, and the realization of it, which was very, in what could have been an unsympathetic subject, was very touching indeed. Well done.
And for this play, we've gone we thought it should be directed by a woman and obviously acted by a woman. So we've gone for a pair of Rachels. So the director's Rachel Vernell and the actress is Rachel Warren.
Oh, that's really exciting.
That is very exciting, Rachel, yes.
Right, nobody to shut me up, so I'm happy.
Great, that's fun.
Yeah, well, it's not fun.
It'll be fun to,
but I think it'll be fun to do.
To work on, it'd be great.
Yeah, I think you'll have a lovely time. Okay, and the next play is Any Cashback by Paula Boyle. Steve, over to you.
Yes, Paula, one of the few authors that I actually know, but I had no idea that you had written this play. I was gobsmacked when I discovered after it had been chosen. So it's another monologue. This time it features a young woman working as a cashier in a supermarket who has a kind of stream of consciousness talking about life in general, her future, the customers that she serves, all sorts of subjects, while breaking off from time to time to serve the customers whom we don't meet, including the immortal words, of course, for the title of the play, Any Cashback. Any Cashback. And it's, again, we just love the fact that it was amusing. It was quite random's not the right word I'm looking for, but it explored all sorts of areas and went off at really interesting tangents in all directions. And we just thought, yet again, an amazing use of the theme of Fresh Start. So well done, Paula.
Okay, so we needed a young woman to act this, but we thought we'd give a young woman the chance to direct it too. So the director is Becky Hill and the actress will be Ellen O'Keefe.
Hooray!
Brilliant, that's so exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I think you'll have a lovely time with it. It was a very, very popular play with everybody.
It sounds fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, Becky, and I think what's more, if I remember rightly, when we did Hannah and Hannah, you actually had the line, any cashback in...
Yes, I did.
You had to deliver. So how appropriate is that?
Bit of experience there.
Brilliant, that's great. So moving on to another play then, this time a two-hander called Settling for the Bronze, and that's by Matthew Wignall, who's with us this evening as well. Steve.
Yes, Settling for the Bronze. I would describe it as a comedy. I don't know if Matthew would agree with that, but a pointed comedy about a marriage in difficulty and how the parties work their way through those difficulties in a rather original way. we wanted a balance between drama and comedy. It's fair to say, we received a lot more drama than comedy to work our way through as judges, and it was really good to see this funny play again using the theme a fresh start in a marital situation, in no way which you would describe as obvious. So well done. By the way, if all the authors think I'm absolutely butchering, that's not what I wrote at all. Then I apologise.
Lovely. Okay, so I don't think we've got Miranda with us yet, but just to tell everybody, I've got all the emails with all the scripts and all the, details about all these things waiting in my drafts. And so as soon as this is over, I can go send, and everybody will know what they're doing. So that's good news. This is going to be directed by Miranda Armitage, and the wife will be played by Paula Boyle and the husband by Rob Edwards.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
How exciting. I'm really intrigued to find out about how they get through their difficulties in alternative ways.
In 8 minutes. Now that's the challenge. I mean, we could teach marriage guidance a lot.
That's pretty impressive. That's really
exciting.
Okay,
lovely. I think you'll enjoy yourselves. It's a great play, and it's nice that something a bit more comedic is in this. The next play is 50-50, and this, of course, is the poison chalice for the director, because I wrote this one. Right, Steve.
Yeah, well, it was equally surprising to discover that Jay was the author of this play when the names were all revealed to us. We read it. We thought it was extremely, it's one of those things, you start reading it and you relax immediately because you know you're in the hands of somebody who is confident, they know what story they want to tell, exactly how they're going to tell it, so you just relax and go along for the ride. And it's the story of two women in a relationship who are hoping that one of them is going to have a baby. They're on the verge of taking or the relevant one is on the verge of taking a pregnancy test, and she keeps blowing hot and cold. What if it's positive? What if it's negative? Oh my God, this is such a life-changing moment. Which side do I want the coin to come down on? And it's and the tension just builds and builds as the play goes on. So we just thought it was a very professional piece of work.
And I am asking Paul Tuins to direct that for me, please. And acting for him will be two lovely actresses, Helena Helm and Livy Potter.
That's fantastic. I shall really look forward to it.
How intriguing. It's just so exciting.
I think you'll have a lovely time. I'm writing it longer now. I love the characters so much. So there might be full length play for you to do.
No pressure then, no pressure.
It's exciting to work with you, Libby, again.
Yeah, lovely to work with you too. I'm very excited.
There you go. That's proper Strictly. Oh, well done. Yeah, that's real Strictly performances. The next one is an incredibly serious piece called Dash, which stands for something else. Over to you, Steve.
Yes, it does. And Claire, I apologise. I've just forgotten exactly what Dash does stand for. But it's a story of a young professional woman, a solicitor, who finds herself in A&E, having suffered serious injuries, which she tries to pass off as a fall. It becomes clear that she's actually been the victim of domestic violence, and along with her is a very highly trained specialist nurse trying to give her assistance to come to terms with her situation and face the future. Yes, it's a very serious theme. Yet again, you see how broad the range of topics and ideas that people have out of this simple concept of a fresh start was extraordinary. So yes, this is not a comedy, but it is a very important piece of work, we thought, and very well written. And it was very interesting that the victim was a professional woman, not what you would think of naturally as one of life's victims. So, well done, Claire. That was great.
And we've just had a note: domestic assault and honour-based violence is what DASH stands for. So now we know. Okay. And again, we felt a woman director would be crucial for this. So this goes to Jackie Howard. And working with Jackie, two fabulous actresses. We've got Vanny playing the abused solicitor, and Lisa Debney playing the nurse. And I'm sure that'll be a lovely team.
Yeah, great. Really enjoy that.
Yeah.
Super. Something to get our teeth into.
Definitely.
And nice to work with Lisa.
Yeah.
That'll be lovely. Yeah. Super. Thank you.
Yeah, wow, thank you very much, because I that sounds just amazing, and hope we can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, Vanny, I think you make a great solicitor. Brilliant. So we're coming towards the end now. Some of you will be sitting there thinking, will my name ever be mentioned? And now we've got a play that everybody loved a lot, with a very interesting title, because it's called No Surgical Stockings. It's by Alison, who's with us today. And Steve, if you'd like to speak about it.
Yes, I would. Now this is more gentle, more comedic. It's in its way, but it's also a very poignant piece of a couple getting on in years. They spent their lives with other partners, but they've always, if I can use a cliche, held a candle for each other. And their partners both having died. Indeed, this play is set during a smoking break outside a funeral, tea. And the couple decide that what should they do with the rest of their lives? And there's a definite element of do not go gentle into that dark night about this play, which we really, really enjoyed and liked. And without giving away the ending, it was a nice, optimistic ending, which, if theatre attracts an older audience, as we're always being told, will go down well with our audience.
Yeah. It's a really lovely piece, and Steve said to me straight away, "There's Mark on the screen. Mark should direct this piece, and you will be delighted because you'll be working with your old friend Dad, Stephen Brown, and he's going to be, getting it off with Gilly Rogers. Woo! What could be better, Mark? You'll be in heaven."
Oh. That sounds wonderful.
Oh, it is. It's such a lovely piece.
Oh, thrilled to bits.
Have we got Stephen? He was trying to get in and having a bit of trouble to get into the meeting.
No, there's nobody in the waiting room.
Well, I tried to get him in. Anyway, I'm sure he'll be pleased.
Stephen's there.
Oh, you are here,
There
Steve.
I am. I had a little technical problem. However, it sounds great, and I'm looking forward to getting involved.
Yeah, and Alison needs to know she's got two super actors there working on her piece. So not many people left now. We're on to the last play, and it's one which I was particularly taken by when I finally got to read it, and it's called Our Gordon's Brother. Steve. Oh, we're by Richard Smithson.
Yeah, I want to ask Richard a question. Would you prefer me not to give away the kind of reveal in this play in describing it?
Well, there is a bit of a reveal, but I mean, I would leave it up to your judgment. There's not that many people here. The secret is safe with us.
Yes, I think we need to know, but we need to keep it quiet from wider audiences.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, this is a monologue by a woman who goes around her life. She's obviously very keen on her son, Gordon, but wherever she goes, to shops or friends or wherever she goes, people keep talking to her about her other son, Gordon's brother, and what he's been up to now. And it's always about sex and impropriety and all sorts of stuff, and you're led nicely up the garden path, and by this, but bit by bit, what you discover is, particularly when somebody refers to her favourite son as Gordon Bennett, and when you realise the style that this play is written in, the penny begins to drop that her other son is Alan Bennett. And it's brilliantly written. It's written in the style of Richard Smithson, obviously, but obviously paying homage to Alan Bennett, and it's very, very funny. It just makes me laugh out loud, some of the lines and some of the attention to life's minutiae, brilliant again, and that wonderful and totally different approach to the event theme of A Fresh Start. So you see the breadth of imagination that's gone into these plays is amazing. So yeah, we love this, Richard. Well done. Thank you very much.
And counting down the directors, somebody will be sitting there knowing that he has got the lovely job of directing this, and it's Damien O'Keefe. And acting for him will be Moira Ferguson.
Excellent, that's great. Looking forward to it. Big fan of Alan Bennett, so it'd be interesting to play around with those ideas. And you know, I'm not known exactly for being serious, so a little bit of comedy is great. So thank you very much for the chance.
And thank you. Yeah, that'll be good fun.
Yeah, I think it'll really suit you, Moira. I don't really know you, but I asked a few people and they said you would be fabulous. So there we are. The expectations are high.
Thank you very much.
So I'm going to wind up there for the recording, but don't leave the meeting, okay? Because I just want to turn the recording off now. So that's the 8 plays, and please do come along and see them. And I'll stop. Yes, do I want